Hi, my name is Eddie Wilson, the founder and owner of Think Realty, the world's largest real estate investment media platform. Also, I own the American Association of Private Lenders, the world's largest aggregation of private lending capital. Each and every week, my life comes in contact with some incredible people. I want to take you on a journey as you get to see behind the scenes and learn more about them, from billionaires to politicians to media moguls and more. I'm going to take you with me behind the scenes for Titan Talk. Get ready for Titan Talk.
A Titan is one who has the ability to visualize what others do not see, and the tenacity to create opportunity where others have failed, and the resolve to build empires where once there was merely empty space. Madina Shaik is the Titan of multifamily. With extremely humble beginnings and only a few years in the industry, he rivals some of the largest privately held portfolios. He made his fortune in technology, but then he shifted his focus to purchasing large assets in large quantities. Listen as he shares his vision of how to create generational wealth.
It's empowering to be able to come in and actually help a company grow with the leadership that he brings.
He's a yes man. He's always been a yes man. He's always has this positive spirit, and he believes in family first. You feel like a partner and not just a number, and it just felt right. So it's been great.
Madina is an incredibly dynamic employer to work with. He's someone that I can really trust to fulfill everything that he sets out to accomplish. We all have incredible faith and trust in his ability to make this happen.
I think that Makaan is definitely forward-thinking. There's a lot of opportunity, and it's not just one-dimensional. Makaan is not just about Makaan. Makaan is about the investors. Makaan is all-encompassing in that building wealth for everybody who's a part of it.
This organization really has no cap to how large it can get, truly. I see us well beyond the 1 billion, 2 billion mark and into the 4 and 5 billion pretty easily.
I'm excited for what the future holds, not only for Makaan, but for our investors, for our teammates, and for the market as a whole.
So Madina, I'm really excited to sit down with you today. I've heard so many great things about you, and I'm really excited to learn more about you today. I want to get to know you, though.
Yes.
I know you're into real estate, and I know you're doing a lot of things, but I really want to know more about you. So can you just tell me about your story? How did you get to America? What was immigration like? Were your parents here? Where did you grow up? I mean, tell me the story of where it all began.
It's all began in a small village in India, but luckily I did pretty good in school. So I was able to get into college with a scholarship. And right after my bachelor's, my dad said, give me two choices. You get married or go to do master's. Mm-hmm. Right. So I chose the master's.
Yeah.
Right.
And was the master's also in technology?
Yes.
Okay.
It is. It's called a M.Tech. It's a Master of Technology. Mm-hmm. So again, it has electronics, communications, instrumentation, some more technical stuff.
Sure.
So I went to another town. It's Bangalore. I think you know.
I know Bangalore very well.
Right. So I had one of my friends there, and I said, there might be a job in my company where I'm working. I met the owner of the company.
Okay.
I had the master's thesis, so I took that and gave it to him. So he gave me a job right away. That's how I landed here in 93, January 23rd.
So you've been here 30 years.
30 years.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Before I was coming to US, it was January, obviously, going to the East Coast. So people scared me, okay, hey, it's going to be really cold. You better take up a lot of winter clothing. Yeah. So whatever the savings I had, so that's where I spent. And in the airport, whatever the money I left, I converted. I got $20.
You converted all your money and you had $20 bill.
$20 in my pocket.
but some good winter clothes.
Winter clothes.
Yeah.
Right.
So let me just recap that. You got to America in 1993.
Yeah.
You spent everything you had on winter clothes because they said it's going to be
cold.
Yeah,
like that shows that I didn't have a lot of savings, obviously.
Right, and then you went to the exchange. You went to the travel currency exchange and exchanged
in the airport.
And you exchanged your rupees or whatever it was.
Rupees, yes.
And you got a $20 American bill.
Oh, yes, that's
and
it.
And that was your start in America.
Yep.
Wow. Where did you go from, being an employee or a contractor from others to the point where you decided, I'm going to build my own IT company?
So in '97, I wanted to consult for myself. So let me go and do independent consulting, right? So my first contract back to Tewksbury, okay, where I started.
Where it all started.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's where my first assignment was as a contractor, independent contractor. But that company said, no, we cannot, you cannot directly pay you. You had to have your company. So that was how I started my company, doing an independent consulting.
So you really started your company in 1997?
97, yes.
Okay. Tell me how big the company has. How much work have you done in that time period? How many employees do you have?
When I started, just me, right? So that's the time I remember there's Y2K and .com stuff was going on.
Sure.
So I had a lot of my classmates who are already in the US, I did not know. So they start contacting me. They say, hey, I heard you have a company, we want to work for you. By the time I realized in 1.5 years, I had like almost 200 people.
Wow.
Actually, I had 200 here, and I had 200 more in India.
Wow.
We sponsored them.
Wow.
To bring them here.
So you had 400 employees.
But we
and that was around
sponsored,
the year of 2000 during the .com crash.
Yeah, 2003 I got my citizenship. 2005. So that's for my first contract with the U.S. Army.
So you're building systems for financials, logistics, basically
Supply chain management,
the project management. So the backbone of the U.S. Army, you're building at this point, 2005.
So that's we were implementing a system for this.
I love the story. It's a fascinating story, and I think it just screams of credibility. An immigrant coming from India, working here in the United States for 30 plus years, building massive technology, supporting our government, the highest level of security clearance. But you made a shift. Why the shift from technology to real estate, and what's going on now? What are you building today?
Yeah, I think again, the real estate was always thinking about. That was my passion, but never had a time to dig into it or get good at it. Actually,
Sure.
right? So when the COVID started, I had a lot of time and I was getting bored.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I just wanted to do something. So I said, okay, hey, I think how about this real estate thing, which was pending for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of ordered a lot of books. I just read so many books and
Tell me some of the books you've read.
Yeah, the one on the tax strategy, I took the Wealthability, I think it's a Tom Wheelwright.
Wheelwright, yeah. Honestly, Wealthability and Tom Wheelwright really changed the way I see real estate, and multifamily is a depreciable asset.
Yeah.
And I know we'll jump into that, because there's so many opportunities for investors and business owners there.
Right.
So you now have educated yourself, and you're investing as a limited partner in a lot of these deals.
Yeah.
Now what? Kind of fast forward to some of the deals that you've done. Talk to me about now this, and what year was this?
In 2020, I just say, okay, let me do something. I just want to start with a single family.
And what market were you buying?
It's all pretty much in Houston.
Houston, okay. Mm-hmm.
But we started in Northwest, went to Sugar Land, Missouri City, in Tomball's. We're pretty much everywhere though.
Sure.
And bought close to 100 single family homes.
Okay.
Right. So
during the COVID period, you bought close to 100.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's
you weren't going small. You were going for it.
Yeah, I need that because for me, I'm I want to do everything fast and yesterday. Right?
Sure.
It's not when you know what you're doing. You have a calculated risk.
Yes.
There's no second thoughts, right? So go for it. In this case, I don't have anybody else money. It's me actually putting in this.
Right.
It's just like an educational exercise, right? So if I make a mistake, I'm learning right there at the one deal. But since then, fast forward, we closed 12 properties, okay, in less than 12 months.
You don't go small, do you? If you're going to go, you're going to go.
We had some people take almost 10 years to do that portfolio we have right now.
Sure.
Okay, but we did that in 1 year. And the key here is not that I'm have something like a secret sauce or a genius or something, but I have a great team actually. Buying is easy, but managing them and deliver, executing the business plan, you need to have the right people.
And let me ask you this: how much of this is your own capital versus now starting to bring in other investors? Are you allowing other investors to participate in some of the activity you have?
Most of all the deals, we brought in friends and family. And so the deal was, every deal I had on average, I invested 25% of my money. Let's say we are, our equity is like $10 million. I'm just giving an example. $2.5 million is going from my pocket. Right? So I'm kind of putting my skin in the game.
What was the total volume? You did 12 deals in a year time period. What was the total volume?
We're getting close to $350 million.
Okay.
So it's
that's a sizable amount.
Yeah, it is actually. So the biggest one we did was $132 million in the Memorial in Houston.
It seems crazy to me. I mean, just to recap what you said when I started multifamily last year, and now I have 350 million under management or AUM. It's like that's a shocking number and a shocking timeline. You know, like that is amazing. And congratulations on that success. How many of those are Class A versus Class B? Like, what are you primarily buying?
So we have one Class A.
Is that the $130 million property?
No, that was a Class B.
Okay.
So I play a Class B hybrid model.
Okay.
Right? I feel we can add value in the Class B. Let's say we buy a B minus or a C, convert that into B plus. Now you're adding. You're getting some good sales proceeds which you can give it to us.
You know, what is it that they see in you? What is it that they see in the properties you're buying that make them want to invest with you?
Okay, a couple of things, right? So when the investor comes in, first of all, he doesn't know nothing about the property. First of all, he wants to see you. Who are you? Are you putting your skin in the game? Right? They look at your background. What's your experience? Okay. So how do I put $1 million of my money or $500,000 or even $100,000? How do I? If I don't have confidence in you, I'm not going to put the money. Pretty much. That's what I see. When I meet the investors, first thing I say is, don't invest with me. Don't invest just because of me, or just because of the property, or because of the numbers. Numbers could change, actually, right? So you need to have who is running the show, right? You need to evaluate that person.
I think that's important. I think so many of the, especially the audience that I have, a lot of them are real estate investors, but many of them are also business owners, entrepreneurs. They have non-W-2 income. And when you have this non-W-2 income, it is so important that you understand this investment strategy of multifamily, because what it allows you to do is depreciate that asset, over a forced period of time. And offset that non-W-2 income. And so if you can invest dollar for dollar your non-W-2 income into a real estate asset, you still end up with the same net worth minus the depreciable amount that goes on taxes, which is huge. Let's talk about where you're headed in the next few years. I mean, obviously you're going down this multifamily path, you're buying lots of assets, you're including a lot of investors, providing a lot of value both to the tenants and the properties, but also to the investors that are taking the journey with you. What's 5-10 years down the road look like?
5-10 years looks really great, actually. So for the next couple of years, so this is our thing. So next year, our immediate goal to cross the $1 billion next year.
Wow! Okay. So you will, within a 2 to 3 year time period, you'll hit the $1 billion mark.
So we are going zero to billion in 2 years.
Wow!
Again, I want to get good at one asset class. Let's just focus on the multifamily.
And so I just want to kind of put out there that they should go to Makaan Investments. Makaan is spelled Makaan, 2 A's. Investment Group. .com. And I think the cool part about that is that Makaan stands for building in Hindi, right?
Yes.
And so it's like building investments or building wealth. So MakaanInvestmentGroup.com. And when they go there, they can sign up, and I think you said it takes about 30 seconds or so, and they can get some information there. And then you guys provide a ton of education information, webinars, things like that. And so
if you sign up, again, 30 seconds. Tracy, our Chief Marketing Officer, did a great job. So sign up, quick name and phone number and email address. You are in our CRM. you get notifications on the free training webinars we have, or any deal is coming up.
Yeah.
And for every deal, we have multiple webinars. We go through the underwriting and see you get those notifications actually.
Sure. And I think that's so important for investors because, a lot of multifamily syndicators and investors, and maybe a lot of them that are watching or viewing, have already invested with others.
Yeah.
But oftentimes I know that when I have the money, oftentimes my investors don't necessarily have a deal.
Yeah.
And so they really need to get into the system of many people that are doing what you're doing because they need to see that deal flow. Like if you're going to become a passive investor, you need to work hard on getting deal flow and seeing deals as much as you possibly can. So I'd really encourage our audience, obviously to join there and to start getting that response.
So Madina, what's the purpose of Makaan Investments? I mean, you've got these beautiful buildings and all these apartment complexes, but what's the purpose of it?
Purpose is to make people wealthy and save taxes, pass it on to the next generation.
That's great.
That's pretty much what we do.
That's awesome.
Okay, yeah.
When I look at this apartment complex, I mean, it seems pretty amazing to think about the fact that you came from $20 when you came into the United States, and now what's a property like this worth today? What's the value?
So we purchased this on $120 million.
Okay.
And $8 million capex.
Yes.
So we are going to make it better, improve it, and increase the rents. So we spent around $32 million on this.
About $132 million.
Yes.
You syndicated it, right?
Yeah, syndication, friends and family, and a few other outside investors.
Sure.
This property put Macan on the Houston map.
Yeah.
So otherwise nobody knows.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
And you did, just to recap what we talked about, it's like you did 12 of these type of deals in 12 months.
Yeah, we did 12 of them.
Yeah.
A little bit smaller than this.
Sure.
But this is one of the biggest one.
Yeah.
Yes, we did that 12.
And just give me the stats on this one. This is around
693.
693. So it's a really big complex.
693, yes.
And it's got a lot of amenities. It's got pools and it's got workout facilities.
There's 2 pools. One of the biggest gym.
Yeah.
The tenants can enjoy. And you can see there's a convenience store here and there's a restaurant inside.
Yeah.
So, but I think locations in between the downtown and the Galleria.
Yeah. It's a great location.
Yeah.
Can't beat it.
Yeah, so our business plan is like 4 years on this, 4 to 5. So I think we're still on schedule to execute our business plan.
And what are the expected returns on a property like this, either for your investors or for yourself, and what are those expected returns?
Yeah, so typically we don't take anything if we are making less than 2x in 4 years.
2x in 4 years.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So your goal is really to double your investment capital in 4 years.
Yeah. Plus with all your depreciations and stuff.
Depreciations, it starts getting crazy. Yeah.
Plus we do have a cash on cash on a quarterly. With the interest rate, it's a little bit difficult right now, but it's a little tight.
Yeah.
But I know, but we're still on schedule as we estimated pro forma.
Yeah.
So we're going to execute.
Yeah, that's great. A lot of my friends and those that watch, they don't get lost in that cash on cash, because if they can 2x their investment in 4 years, the IRR goes through the roof, and that's really what a lot of them play for, as well as the depreciation. That they've got non-W2 income, they can offset that. And you take a property like this, you can offset a lot of non-W2 income in something this size.
We are. This is the first year, so we are giving actually more than 100%.
Wow.
On this one.
That's great.
Okay, so.
How did I get in on this deal? I didn't know you would then, huh?
You'll get a lot of chances.
Don't forget me next time. You find another deal like this, I'm in.
No, you have the first one.
Okay. All right. Appreciate it.
So Melissa, as we walk into this unit, I think you said this is more of a classic unit. So this is a non-rehabbed unit, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And so just talk to me about this unit. Tell me what's going on here and what the plans are.
So at this community, we have a large rehab budget, $8 million, and a big focus of ours is our residents. We want that resident retention. We want to ensure that our residents don't leave us, and we want to keep up with the market.
Right.
So a big project here for us is upgrading these units. So we're redoing all drywall, new texture, new updated flooring, our vinyl tiles here. All of our fixtures will be updated. We're adding washer and dryer connections as a value add as well. And we will update all our kitchen. So our kitchen cabinets, we're updating to granite, updating our kitchen fronts, adding hardware, stainless steel appliances, so making sure that we can keep up with the market.
So this fitness center is incredible. I mean, it's amazing. You got a ton of equipment and a ton of space. I'm sure the tenants like that. Are there additional revenue opportunities in this property like this place?
So definitely, we have a few ideas to do during our rehab. So we have a small room where we're going to implement some massage tables, have a mobile spa come in, and they can rent the room from us, so that'll generate us some income. And also we have a large area here where we're thinking to get a fitness coach or a Zumba instructor, rent it out and offer it to the residents. They don't have to go to a gym. They have it here.
Another great opportunity for additional value add and revenue. That's
definitely.
awesome. Yeah, very good.
Definitely.
Greatness is not a matter of chance, it's a matter of choice. Madina has shown us that whether you start with $20 or $20 million, it's possible to use your gifts and talents to create massive wealth. Madina has paved a path for many others who dream of success and generational wealth. He has also proven that anyone who has drive, humility, and perseverance have a chance at Titan status as well.
Madina, thank you so much for having me in Houston and seeing your properties, and I love your vision. The fact that you came from India with virtually nothing and now building this massive empire. And so thank you so much for having me out.
Thank you again, Eddie.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you for your time and listening to my story.
Yeah.
So next year we'll fulfill our immediate goals.
Yeah. Let's see you get to that $1 billion mark.
Sure.
Awesome. Very cool. Well, very good. Thank you.